check out our whole video, hit the link on the bottom of the screen. That video is available exclusively on odds.com. Move on, Bebsie.
Yeah, let's move on. I got nothing on this one.
Let's move to the Niners-Rams. Niners-Rams. We have the perfect capper for this game in Bebsie. Niners are 4-6, 3-2 on the road. Rams 7-3, 4-0 at home. Niners coming off their bye week. They were last seen in a 27-13 loss at the Saints. Mullins was 24-38, 247 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Brandon Ayuk came back, led the receiving core with 7 catches for 75 yards. Jerick McKinnon and JaMychal Hasty could not move the ball on the ground. As a team, the Niners ran 25 times for 49 yards. Kwan Williams is out now. Tevin Coleman could be back. Deebo Samuel could be back. What is the injury situation for the 49ers this week?
There's a chance they're going to get a bunch of reinforcements. Mostert could be back. Deebo Samuel could be back. Tevin Coleman could be back. Even Jeff Wilson Jr. could be back. But the other question now is they've got massive COVID concerns. They got like 10 guys as well that are currently stashed because of COVID, one being Trent Williams. So if Trent Williams is out, we saw in that Green Bay game just how much he means to that offensive line, which is already a shaky, injured offensive line. So Again, it's no play for me until you figure out if these guys can play or not. Now, if all these guys do end up playing, all these guys that are on the COVID list, and Mostert's back and Samuel's back, I think the Niners easily cover here. They always play the Rams tough. They are coming off of a bye, so this is the healthiest they've been in some time. So, yeah, this is a spot where the Niners can, at the very least, cover, possibly pull out an upset. Even Shanahan, with a better team, has had McVay's number as of late. I think they beat him 4 times in a row. But again, you need to know about these COVID players and if they're back. If Trent Williams is out, you just bet against the Niners. That's all there is to it. They're going to be useless without him. But Ayuk is on the COVID list. Their current center, who's their third string center, is on the COVID list. Like you mentioned, Kwan Williams is now out. He's a very important slot corner, but Sherman could be back. So it's all these guys could be back, might not be back, COVID, yada, yada. It's too tough to call. This is a Sunday look again.
Yeah, it sounds like Slats is banging on. Great spot for 49ers, somewhat healthy, because it's 7 right now, but 7.5s are coming very soon. A couple books have moved to 7.5, although at the 7.5, you get it's a plus line for the Rams at 7 minus 7.5. Rams come in on a short week, fresh up their big 27-24 win at Tampa. Goff was 39-51 for 376 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods were spectacular. Kupp caught 11 passes for 145 yards. I've never seen him look better. I mean, he just looked so good, so quick, so smart. He was just incredible. Woods caught 12 passes for 130 yards and a touchdown. Their rushing game struggled against the Bucs, but Bucs have that great run defense, 37 yards and 20 carries. Rams have returned from their bye week with back-to-back victories over NFC contenders in the Seahawks and the Bucs. Rams are only 17th in the NFL in points per game. They've scored, that's at 24.3. They've scored more than 30 points just twice, but they have the NFL's top defense by yards allowed, 291.9. They held Brady and the Bucs at 251 yards, including just 113 after halftime. Linebacker Micah Kiser went out late with an apparent head injury. Tyler Higbee, their tight end, played with a protective device on his arm. McVay they didn't practice today. Oh, he didn't. They had a practice of some kind. He didn't speak to the media, and it wasn't not everybody was in equipment and pads. There's a couple issues here that are interesting, Bebsie. One is Aaron Donald, 0 tackles in the past 2 games. He had been held without a tackle just once in the 102 games. I was watching him closely, just watching only him on certain plays. And I know he's getting double teamed, but he just didn't seem nearly as dangerous. And he seemed to be settling often and not fighting through blocks and being double teamed. And I know he's taking a lot of heat. How good is this Rams defense? And what do you think of Donald? Take it away.
Well, I mean, I still think the world of Aaron Donald. I think he's the best defensive player in the NFL. I get what you're saying. He's had a couple of quiet weeks. He does get doubled and triple teamed a lot. And the other thing too is 2 games in a row. Daniel Brunskill, who's a backup, I think he's either playing center or guard, depending on who else is healthy. He has actually done a very good job containing Aaron Donald in their last 2 meetings and not allowing a pressure. But I don't know. Maybe Aaron Donald's saving himself up for this game. They got embarrassed by a beat up Niners team the last time they played, and Aaron Donald got called out after that game. So this could be a revenge spot for Aaron Donald. I also think they match up particularly well against certain teams, and given their strengths and their weaknesses. Nick Mullins scares me facing Donald because, for all the flack that Jimmy G takes, I mean, he stands in and takes punishment even when pressure's coming up the middle. Nick Mullins doesn't really do the same. He tends to get a little weary. We saw that in the Philly game when he threw that game away, which should have been a very easy Niners victory. And the other thing is Jalen Ramsey. I feel like he's another guy. You stop talking about him because nobody even looks at him sometimes. Like, I mean, he matched up well because he's one of the few guys in the league that can cover DK Metcalf one-on-one. And it was a lot like he's starting to look a lot like Patrick Peterson at the height of Patrick Peterson's career, where people stop talking about him because nobody goes in that direction. So this is a great this is a very good Rams defense, a legit Rams defense. But again, McVay is a disciple of Kyle Shanahan. So Kyle Shanahan knows what McVay is doing. He knows that offense so well. And that, combined with Saleh being a very good D coordinator, and even with their injuries, they're able to dial up pressure and frustrate McVay and Goff. So again, wait and see what's happening with these injuries, but the Niners are more than capable of covering this.
I agree. This will be a fun game to break down on Sunday when we have more information.